Hey guys. All right. Go. So R21 is in the chest reattach. Hey, how's it going, Bells? I have these 3 pages to finish for digestion, and then I'm done with it and can get started on cardiology. Remaining. Esophagus. So hey moms, how's it going? Yes, we're going to have, I'm sure I've got 10 million messages. I am just so overwhelmed because I took those 3 days off last week that I don't even know where to start with messages. It's just so many. There's just so many. So I'm sure I have your message and everybody else's messages. I got all the ones from Etsy caught up because they downgrade my shop, of course, if I don't answer those. But, the emails, Messenger, Discord. I can't tell you how many messages I've got everywhere. I got 29 messages just on Discord. Oh my gosh. They're just, it's just everywhere. I got messages everywhere. I'm working on it. But I'm trying to get done with one section of this book. I got everybody asking me, when are you going to be done? When are you going to be done? When are you going to be done with this? And then so many other questions. I feel bad, but you know how you get so far behind and then you're like, you put on blinders and try to focus on one thing at a time and get something done so you feel better, more productive or something. I don't know, but I'm trying. Let's see, who else do I have? Bells. Dean, can you check messages I sent about the next week's workshop? Yeah. So this Sunday's workshop will be all cardiology. I'm going to do the cardiology section plus the medicine section that's related to cardiology. And I'm going to throw in some E&M in there as well. But it's probably going to be about 3.5 hours long. If you can't attend, it's okay. Your email address you use to purchase will go into the YouTube replay video, and you will be able to click, and YouTube will email you directly the link for the replay, and you can watch it as many times as you want. Also, I bet some people have purchased the replays of either workshop number 1 or 2 because those were both E&M, but they were unique questions on both. One was 3.5 hours, one was 3 hours. You can purchase those in my shop on the website, medicalcodingbyjen.com, but I have some that I'm sure have purchased since, when did I come back? Friday? That I need to add their info to the YouTube link, which I haven't done yet. So I got to get started with that. Everybody that does purchase the workshop, there's a place that y'all can add comments, and I've read all those comments. A lot of you are just thanking me and all that stuff. That's super sweet. Or letting me know you can't watch that day, but you want to be in on the replay. Those are all great. I do read them all. Hey, moms. Hey, bells. Hey, Cuckoo. How are you doing? Hey, Annie. What time is it in Arizona? It's 6:30 here in Arizona. So I know there was a time change, and we all kind of, what did y'all do? Fall back or go forward? Or I think we fell back, right? I don't know. But that's what time it is here in Arizona. So now we can adjust our times all over again for all of our tutoring sessions. I have 2 people for tutoring in the morning, which are unique because usually it's my Miss Edwards, but she got pushed to Thursday because I have 2 that are on Tuesday this week that are unique. Have I done y'all before? Let me see. And if I do have you for tutoring this week and we haven't done tutoring before, be sure and let me know. Not that I've checked my messages, but Jen, I have you and I have Liz tomorrow. If what you want to go over, I'm checking the notes real quick just to see. Jen says, hers must have got rescheduled because it was about February and we're already in March. So Liz says she's fixing to take her exam on the March 24th and 25th. So I have that info. We're just wondering which sections you want to go over. If you've already taken your CPC exam once and you failed, sending me those scores helps. Then I can plan out which questions we should go over. But I got Miss Edwards and Jolie on Thursday. Somebody on Friday, somebody on Saturday. 2 people already, probably 3 on Saturday because I know I'll have Miss Edwards too. And then Sunday, I've got the workshop and we've got, yep. Quite a few. And I need to get a hold of Mean. She won our free giveaway for a free tutoring, so I need to get her set up. If anybody's seen her, to let her know that she won. I need to get her set up too. But yes, I'm way behind on messages. Sorry, guys. Hey, Twinkle, we missed you Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Everybody was like, where's Twinkle? What time is it? What time is it?
Grandma was wondering if you have our Easter cards that came in the mail today. She wants them.
In a minute when I get off my live, please, baby. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good gracious, these kids. Interrupting. Hey, Jill, how's it going? Yep, you can purchase the previous workshops. Those are on the website, medicalcodingbyjen.com. Just go to the shop, and they're there. Spring forward. Y'all jumped forward. All right. What time is it? So if we sprung forward, does that mean we're closer in time on the East Coast? What time is it in like New York or South Carolina or Florida? Anybody there? It's 9:30 at night on Michigan. Yuck. That's really late for me to be starting this. Wow. Yeah, maybe I should do half the year at 5:30. It's just hard because the kids come home at 4:15, and then that gives me like just a few minutes to feed them and get them out of my way and come here by 5:30 to do a live. But 9:30 for you guys is really late to even start because I talk forever before I even get to a question. Oh, good to see you. flower and the smiley face on Cuckoo. All right. And Annie, so Sunday will be 5 here on the East Coast. Yeah, if I started at 2 o'clock, it's going to be 5 y'all's turn, and then 8 o'clock to 8:30 at night. That's not too bad for you guys to end on a Sunday night. So hopefully that's okay. We'll keep it that way. But my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday lives, I need to back it up an hour. I need to start at 5:30. I just didn't think about that today because I never know. I never know what time it is somewhere else. Hey, Bells, I'm having trouble with my YouTube reviews of workshop. Oh, your views. I'm sure you are, Bells. I got to get to those emails and fix those. I fixed everybody from before I went on vacation. I'm looking right now to see if I can. I don't know which session you would have bought, or probably both, but my channel, manage my videos, and then public, private. The private one, if I go into edit, I wonder if there's a Control F. I can look for a Bells. I'm just guessing what the email might be. B-E-L-L? No, there's not one that starts with that name. But I have 74 email addresses into that second live workshop. And then the first workshop, I have 67 email addresses in it. I don't know. I just resent the emails in just in case on both those videos just to see if that would help. But I'll have to individually go in and edit and get to your messages whenever I can get to them for sure. Hey, Perfectly. Hey, Twinkle. Spending time with the teenager. That's always important. You got to put that time in for sure. Golden Air. Hey, guys. Here, I can see the other page to the left. It's 9:30 p.m. Oh, this side that I finished? Yeah, I'm working on the other side. I got this page and another page on the other side to finish before I can post it. I got to add my examples down at the bottom of the questions throughout the section, but that's it. I got this side and then the other side to finish, and then that's it. For some reason, I skipped this in the beginning. I guess I got tired of these partial thoracotomies and endoscopes, and it just seems to go on and on and on and on forever. Skipped a part of that. 9:30. Good gracious, that's late. You purchased the first and second. Bells, I know there's... Let me see that second one real quick. I know I've seen your Control F. I just don't know what your email address is off the top of my head, but just make sure that you're logged on to that email address you used for purchase, and then go to my YouTube. It should show up. But you should also have an email from YouTube that's a no reply email from them that says that you can view it. So far, the first one has 103 views, and the second one only has 51 views, even though I have 74 people's email addresses in it. But they get, I don't know. I know everybody's been busy with spring break and stuff. Let's see. Where is our questions for tonight? I want to make sure I bring those up and get those started because you guys are really late already. It's already late. And I've got a cool E&M one to do, and I want to make sure I get to it. Where did I end this live last time? Yep, we did that one. I did that question. Yep, we did that one too. We did the STEMI, or I've done the STEMI question recently. Somebody tutoring. And then, yep, we had the pregnancy. And then we start with today's. Yep. Start out with some anatomy, some squirrel anatomy. Put that up for a second. Bring down this lappy. Get out my cheater things so y'all can't see the answers yet. Get rid of the sunlight. Nope, that's as good as it's going to get. All right. Some difficult anatomy. Let's just start out with that since I know it's pretty late for you guys. I'm going to make sure I don't visit too much. Isabel. It'll be under Isabel. Okay. I will look for it. Sorry, moms. Oh, good. I'm glad you're back. Hey, Golden. Hey, 408 Diana. Diana. March 22nd. That's a Tuesday. I already have. And then, probably. I don't know. I got Lisa and Joe to do that day already. I don't know. I could do probably the Monday before if that's easy for you, or the Wednesday after would be better, just because I think I have 3 that day. I have 2 here, but I know Miss Edwards, she likes to schedule every Tuesday and Saturday. She just doesn't have it scheduled, so I'm like thinking that I've got 3 that day, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, I know. Those reviews are like 3.5 hours long of those workshops. And it's hard to sit down and have 3 whole hours to yourself to watch one of my YouTubes. They are crazy. I was thinking about when I get done with the CPT book, if I could make smaller videos of some sort, like to tell you what the differences are on the CPT codes, then do some questions just per section. Kind of like what's already in my notes, but this would help explain my notes and what I've got written in them, but try to make them shorter and just have them on my website. I don't know. I'm going to try to think of something better than all these hours and hours of videos. Make it more condensed for you guys. How do we know what codes are to parent together? It's based off the indentations. So in the very front of your CPT book, if you have a 2022 CPT book, let me tell you where this is at. If you go to the page XIV, it's instructions on how to use the book. This formatting right here is to tell you about the parent and child code and what the indentions mean and how you know that a code is paired with this one. And it also lets you know that this code that's underneath this one, indented like that, includes everything to the semicolon. So the 105 includes the ortho wrist joint with the syn ven. So that's all included. But the one above it, which is the parent, is just the ortho wrist joint with biopsy. That one does not include the biopsy because you get rid of what's after the semicolon. And this one just says it's the wrist with synvectomy. So they're removing something. But this explains what a parent and a child code has. But also if you go to my Discord, like if you download this app with the Mickey Mouse britches, and then you click on my link, which is on the medicalcodingbyjen.com website, I have the Discord group link there. You can click into that after you've set up your Discord account. You'll come to our group here, and we have some rooms. And if you go to the room with CPT code resources, I have a cheat sheet that has all that parent-child description written out for you. It's somewhere in here, but I've got a lot of rooms that are super helpful for everybody. You can practice questions there based on which certificate you want. There's a ton of rooms here for all those needs, but it better explains what's going on in here. So if we were to look to see which ones are parent and which ones are child, you can see this indentation right here. It's super close to the code. Then when they have one that's indented out further, you know that's a child code. So these two go together. That's the parent, that's the child. And this parent is everything throughout this whole descriptor. Now this child is everything throughout that first parent descriptor to the semicolon. Once you get to the semicolon, you erase all that after part right there. The with, the SO, and without the pilo. And that's where you stop. You have all this is the child. And then this comes with the colon instead of the esophagus. We're not going to be dealing with the esophagus. We're going to be dealing with the colon on this one. It's a partial with a colon. So that's how you tell the difference between parent and child. Now, not every code is going to have a child code. Like this 43121 is just a parent-child. It stands all by itself. It doesn't have any children underneath it, and that's fine. They can be that way sometimes. What AAPC does love to do is to pick two parents that start out with the same word, like these two, and see how the second word is the same, third word is the same. The difference is that this is with a diverticulectomy, and this one is diagnostic. So your one-word differences, you put diagnostic here, and you put diverticulectomy, whatever, is the one-word difference for this one. Also, they might use this proper name for this procedure, which is the Zinnecker, whatever that is. I like to make note of those too, especially when they have a name, a proper name. But that would be your one-word differences for the CPC exam on that. And that's a little explanation about what's the difference between the parent and the child. I know it's blurry. I'll get my blue pen out. Let's see if this works. today. All right. Maybe I had it and then it went away. Come on, be nice. Be nice. Okay. I just realized Younger Live, I was under Jen Brewer 414. That was my previous name, Mom. And then I just changed everything to Medical Coding by Jen, so that I didn't make another account. I just switched it. So there really shouldn't be a Jen Brewer 414 out there somewhere, because that's my original TikTok name. I just switched the name up. So there shouldn't be another account. But anyway, crazy, crazy, crazy. Diane, she's like, March 18th. Let's see. What have I got going on March 18th? Is that close? That's like close. What's today's date? I don't even know what today's date is. March 18th. That's Friday. I have one scheduled on Friday. What you'd have to do is schedule a date that is open on the tutoring, Diane, and then message me with it and say, move me to this date, like March 18th, and then I'll manually move you to that date. I have a 2 o'clock, so I can do a Friday morning. So 8:30 my time. I don't know where you're at in the country, but that's as soon as I'll boot the kids out the door is 8:30 Arizona time in the morning. And then I can do tutoring after that. But I have Shannon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I can't do by after that because the kids will be home at 4. So 18th is cool. Hey, Shell. Birth date, well, it's in that name, Jen Brewer 414. Well, it's April 14th. I'm not very imaginative with names. Gosh. Hey, CHD Warrior. Where is this? I was in the 2022 CPT book. Hey, Tammy. You're very welcome. Oh, on Discord? It's the same thing, Medical Coding by Jen. Same thing for YouTube, same thing for Facebook, same thing for everything. So Medical Coding by Jen, and then my server number is 6243, just in case you need it for Discord. But everything's under that. And if you go to medicalcodingbyjen.com, under resources, the drop-down menu, it has links to everything. The Discord, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. It's got it all. And I have a link tree here in TikTok too. So if we're here on TikTok and then we go to me, right there, that link tree has freaking everything listed there too. So you click on that blacky line of some sort and it'll bring up. Yeah, I don't do much on Instagram. Please don't message me there because I forget how to go into even messages. But I repeat my TikToks to go out on Instagram. Pinhurst is there. I'm never there too. I don't even know how to pin something, but I think I've done it a couple of times. But I'll eventually figure it out. Copies of my notes, YouTube, Discord, tutoring workshops and replays, all that stuff. I don't know. They're all there. All the little links, hopefully, are all there. But everything's under Medical Coding by Jen now. Even have me a business set up on Google now with that. So that's kind of cool. I don't know what that means, but I signed up for it. No, it's just an app. You can even, the Discord app is universal, whether it's Android or Apple, so you can download it anywhere. You can even download it on your desktop computer, whether it's Apple or whatever. It's mostly for gamers. Like gamers really use it, and that's supposed to be like a gamer controller, but I think it looks like Mickey Mouse's britches. But it's great because it's not like Facebook where it tracks you or you know, you won't get ads based off medical coding to show up. And it can house a lot of people with a lot of different chat rooms on different subjects. It just works better for saving photos. If you only want ICD-10 help, you can go in there for that. If you only want CCS or CRC or auditor certificate, we have a room for that. If you only want to work on anatomy this week, you can go into that chat room and see pictures of just nothing but anatomy. It's all organized, really cool. So it's handy dandy. Thank you, Twinkle. You're answering them before I even get to them. It is Pie Day. My kids had pie at school today. They did. All right. A squirrel with Violvius, whatever the heck that is. I have no idea. If we were doing this question and you had no idea, where do you think you could look? Like if you didn't even know what body part. We are talking about diverticulitis, anal strangulation, and toxicity. So we know we're in the tummy, right? Know a little bit about something. Yep, index in the back. You can look up that and get a hint to where you're going and what's going on. Anybody for bonus points know what the diagnosis code is for the Volvo thing? Anybody know? Nope, this is ICD-10. Look at Annie. She's fast. She can. Did you Google that? But the answer is for our strangulation of the bowels. Yep. And we've got our K56.2. You looked it up that fast? Good girl. Goodness. That's awesome. All right. I couldn't have done it that fast. That would have been difficult for me. All right. But I've had the question up for a little while. What suffix means rupture? Yes, lots of practice. It's so good to practice. Just bring up a randomized list of diagnosis codes and try to get to them as fast as you can. That will help, especially with the CPT codes. Rupture. Any of you taking your CPC exam yet? So the first one right here kind of looks like this because it is stitching, right? We're stitching. Nope. In April. Yeah, everybody that takes it in April has to pass because that is my birthday month. You can't do that to me where you're going to fail in April. So, just so you know. Hey, T. Not for this year. You've taken 2 already. Send me your test scores. I'll tell you what you need to work on. You're planning in May, Jay. Jill. Oh my gosh, May and for Jill. Why is that so hard to say? You're stressing out, Katie. Don't do that. I'm going to make it easy for you. Our RRHEA is like a river, right? We're flowing, right? If we have a rhea, like gonorrhea, we have a flow, a discharge. You don't want to think about that, but a rhea. Yep. And then a hag. So I always think of a hag is even worse than gonorrhea. She's just excessive. She's excessive. She just has a huge excessive mouth on her, and she is just excessively worse of a discharge or a flow. And then our hex is our rupture. So anytime somebody puts a hex on you, you rupture something. You rupture your heart, your spleen, whatever, I don't know. But I just think of a hex. Somebody in the old-timey, we used to put hexes on people, that did us wrong, and we'd make their heart rupture or something. I don't know. Like the love of their life would fall out of love with them or something like that. So I don't know. That's how I keep up with these guys. I know this HAP is for stitches. Rhea is for a discharge flow. And then a hag is an excessive flow. And then my hex is the rupture. There you go. And write those out somewhere. I like association. I can't remember one more thing. I'm 51 years old and I'm done remembering stuff. But I can associate things better than I can remember things. So association works better for me. That's why I like to prep the book with so much detail, is so that it has everything that my brain can't hold anymore. And plus seeing it over and over again does eventually, you get to retain it as time goes by. But it's an open book test, so take full advantage of being able to write in your books, I say. So go to my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com. Go to the resource tab, scroll down just a hair, and there's a bar there that says Discord, and you'll see the little Mickey Mouse britches. Just click on that, and it'll take you straight to my Discord. That's easier than anything else. Just go there. It's right under resources. Just click on it. I got a little push button there, and it'll automatically join you there. I can't even remember where I parked my car either. I have to hit that darn alarm and make it go off. Plus, I have a Ford Escape. You know how many freaking Ford Escapes there are? There's at least a dozen every time you go into a parking lot. So there's nothing individual about that car. So it's crazy. Ooh, Walmart's on my way for delivery. I was like, I cannot go to the grocery store today. I don't really like eating Walmart. Like, their meat department is just not as good as Kroger, but they're the only ones that'll deliver to me where I'm at. So I at least got some milk and eggs sent to the house. They can do that, but they are on their way according to my text messages. Sorry about my phone going off. Like, I haven't even had time to leave the house for anything. All right. Oh, good. I'm so glad you found it. That's awesome. Say it out loud, what section or level. I have to take a picture. Yeah, when we went to Universal, we went the day, when we drove down there the night before, of course, but I went on to the Universal lot just to look around and see where I was going to be the day of, so I would know where to park. But yeah, I have to take pictures of the parking garage where I'm at, or I can't remember anything like that. Yep. Since the new Discord guidelines are posted, I can't get past the announcement. I wonder what that is. J Music. I don't understand what that means. Sometimes the app gets funny and you just uninstall it and then reinstall it and it works. So sometimes it's a matter of that. So uninstall it, reboot your phone, a hard reboot where you shut it off and then turn your phone back on, and then reinstall Discord and then go back into it, and that should work. I've never had anybody not come back and say it still doesn't work. Yep. Sometimes phones just upchuck stuff. All right. Let's check out this squirrel. This squirrel is having a simple repair of a hypofistula, just a simple repair. So for process of elimination, we are going to get my other one up here. Start out with just your 5s, right? And then we're going to keep our 4s, right? Then we start out with our 3s, and you can see right here which one we would get rid of because it's just not the same, right? I can't. There we go. Whoops. I don't like that either. Nope, I don't like that either. I'm trying to see the screen without chat, and it's just not working. I don't know what I done wrong, but there we go. I got it now. But that gets rid of A, right? And then we back it out the rest of the way. And we can see that B looks different too, right? I would keep the 40 and the 60. If I was doing this question for the process of elimination, then I'd run to 5, 4, 3, 60. 5, 4, 3, 60. 5, 4. 5, 4. 5, 4. 3. 60. And 40. So one of them's plastic, right? And one of them's a repair. We got a plastic and a repair. And I think we were repairing that fistula, right? It's not a plastic or a plastic surgery of any certain. To correct an amputation, it does say the word fistula on the 40. So I'd pick that answer and move on to my next one. So in my, on Discord, you can message me on Discord too, your scores. You can also on TikTok, if you're there in my bio right here. Oh, screen. See the email right there? You can just click on that red email and go to your email account and email me your scores. That'll work too. I'm just behind on my emails right now because of the vacation last week. But if you have tutoring scheduled, of course, I go search through all my platforms looking for your previous scores. If you sent me some, I go look through all my emails and try to find where you might have sent me some information. But that's always helpful to do. All right. Sorry about the light. There we go. So if you're doing this, just take it one letter at a time, and then you can see what you need to throw away and what you need to keep. That's usually the best way. Just to start, you don't have to keep them out forever, but it's handy because it gets you down to a certain situation like this. All they're asking is, are we adding the modifier 52 to this or not? And that's it. What modifier 52 is? That is for reduced services. So we are in the medicine section. That 92,000 section is in medicine. We probably could do a reduction of services. We usually don't do those in integumentary. So if I ever see the 52 in that, I don't think that's appropriate in that area. But this one, I wouldn't have a problem with it. We can read our question and just see, not really read it, but just go from the bottom up and look for words that really match with maybe they had to stop something. So it said reschedule, and it also says she complains. And then right there before she moves on to the whatever testing. So that's enough for me. I wouldn't word search anymore. I know she's going to need a 52 because they're rescheduling part of that. So I would keep C and move on to my next question. It just wouldn't take me 15 seconds with this one to think about what's right or wrong. I wouldn't even bother looking up any of the other codes to see. I just think that it's the best to keep rid of, or not to let you read all the question because there's propaganda in there to make you pick the wrong one. You're not going to have time to look up every single code either. And I notice patterns in the way they ask their questions because they want to know if you understand the parts of the CPT book and how to use it properly. And they usually give you 2 answers that you can throw away that are totally wrong, and then 2 answers that are so similar. There's a reason why they put them together, and it's because there's a part of a book or part of a guideline that would mean the difference. And if you know how to use your book or you know the guideline, then you'd be good for that. Diana, that's why I need you for Friday in April. No worries. April's a good time. No stressing out. I like that. I can't even remember where. Thank you for the share of the live. That's wonderful. Thank you. I'm just reading up on chat. Reduce services. Yep. You should be able to book, Diana. You just might not be able to pick that particular day you want. Just tell me in the notes when you book it that you need it moved to a particular day, and I'll move it because I'll get the notification that you messaged me with it too. I bet. I don't recommend any course. Ellie, oh my gosh. The main thing you need out of that course is the practice questions. So every chapter review, anything with A, B, C, or D questions and answers, that's what you should stick with. All the reading and the randomized coding and the terms and the whatever else you've got going, the PowerPoints, the videos, you don't need. All you need is your practice questions. Figure out why the answers are what they are. Find out why the wrong answers are the wrong answers of any course that you're taking. The rest, all those videos, all that book reading, it's just not going to help you for the CPC exam. This exam is already coded for you, and it's multiple choice. And what you're learning at DeVry for coding in a CPT book or ICD-10 or HitPix, no one codes that way in real life. It's all done in the EHR, the computer. Businesses don't even own these books. It's all in a computer system. So it's just not helpful for long term. You're learning some terminology, which is great, but what you should focus on is trying to be able to pick out right answers on multiple choice questions. That should be your focus, because when you get a job, they're going to train you how to code in their EHR system. It'll be different based off contracts that they have with different health plans and with different group ID numbers based off employers. So you can't code a Blue Shield patient who works at Coca-Cola the same way you can build a Blue Cross patient who works for CVS. It's just different based off contracts. And they'll have it all written out for you. Plus, you can always do a search history on a patient and see how they billed them the last time they came in for an office visit. It's not rocket science. You'll be able to do it, and they'll have cheat sheets available for you. So don't worry about all that. It's just getting through the course is so much. It really is. You're going to sit for your CCA, and then you sit for your CPC. You can sit for CPC without any course, without any prerequisites at all. You could buy the exam today and take it tomorrow with no experience at all, just being a kid out of high school. It doesn't matter. And employers recognize CPC more so than they do a HEMA's CCA or CCS, just so you know. But me too, Ellie. Me too. After finishing, I realized how simplistic it was. Not useful beyond ground, basic level. Yep. All right. Let's get to our next question. Did I get an E&M? No, I didn't get an E&M, but another medicine one. So we have all the same first number and all the same modifiers. So don't worry about none of that. All we've got to worry about is the second set of numbers. And for that, just pick the two that are the most similar. So the most similar and the closest to set of numbers are the 71 and the 72, because they are only one code apart. I would get rid of D and C just because they're further away from each other. So that's all I do. And then the modifier at the end is the same, so I'm not worried about any of this or that. I just need to know my differences between the 71 and the 72. So 9-2, and there's a reason why they pick these codes, for some reason, because they're probably pretty close to each other, and one of them's with or without a certain thing, and they just want to know if we know how to use the book properly to figure out that difference. So 9-2. 9-2. I'm super slow. Nine 2-0, 7-1, and 7-2. So we're on page 739. So both of them are fittings. 4-4. Contact, lens, for treatment of one thing, and then the other one is for management of another thing. So the differences are a disease, the ocular disease or the Caro. We're looking for a K word or an ocular word, right? Is all we're doing. So we'll do a word search from the bottom of it, and we have a syndrome, it's telling us, right? So which one of those is going to be a syndrome? Of placement of the soft contact for treatment of this syndrome for the dry eyes. Been diagnosed for dry eye syndrome. So when you look at 71, you do see it says ocular surface, the surface of the eyeball. So where would dry eyes be? Surface of the eyeballs, right? Not too bad. They're just using an AKA word. So if you don't already have it written beside 92051, where it says ocular surface, draw a little arrow up and put AKA dry eyes. That way you'll know the difference. And that's how I would attack your whole DeVry course, is I would go from every chapter review, little quiz that they do, anything like that, and I would go to the code that I find out is the correct answer, and I would go to that CPT code and write words that might have been said differently than what the CPT code descriptor says, and write those right next to the code so that I know it next time. We know that 72 is not the right one because it's a different disease, and we don't have to look up those two. But you could, in your own spare time, when you're at home working these courses, go figure out what 92325 is and 92310 is. Figure out why they really are the wrong answers, and know a little bit more about those particular codes. It's always handy to see why the wrong answer is wrong, in addition to seeing why the right answer is right. That's what I do, is go through these and audit them from one end to the other so that I know what to write in the book or what to look for if I'm ever asked in another multiple question what the answer is next time. Yep. Thanks, Sarah. I like data too. I am not a coder, but I'm an auditor. I like auditing. And I like righting wrongs. There's a lot of subjectiveness that you're allowed to do in medical coding. So as a coder, you have your own discretion. What you see in the chart is what you code, which will be different based on different coders. But there are similarities you'll get used to and you'll start seeing more often. But you are given a discretion, unlike in auditing where we're giving a particular code that has to be used for like another eye exam, like a diabetic retinopathy exam, has to have a certain category 2 code used to capture that data. And if they're using the wrong code, I like finding things that are definitely wrong and get companies to fix those areas that are wrong. I like auditing. Medicine is always a good area. If you had Johnson & Johnson's before COVID hit, you've got a nice portfolio right now, right? Those kinds of things. So medicine is always something good to invest in too. One more hour. All right, Twinkle. I'm a moving. I missed her Saturday. That's why I went 3 freaking hours and 5 minutes on Saturday. All right. Here's our next one. Immunizations. I have not done too many of these in our lives. There's just not many that are on the CPC exam. You might get one question, but not every version of the CPC exam has any immunizations in it at all. But 1 or 2 of the versions of this exam does have immunizations. And the key thing to know right away when you look at these is you're going to look for this code with the 71, and then you're going to look for its parent code, or I don't know if you call it a parent, but you call it its counterpart code, which is the 60. These 2 codes mean the same thing, but in different ways. So the 71 means that you talked to the doctor and you got counseling with your vaccinations. It means that you were told the risk factors by a physician, and you were encouraged to think critically about whether you're going to get the vaccines or not. The 60, that was for the 60. I'm sorry if I said the wrong number. That was for 60 if you have the MD. Okay, MD. If you have just a nurse visit only, right? I think, if I'm saying it right, 904 60 and the 61. And then the 71 can mean a nurse visit only, or do I have that backwards? Let me think. And you know, I did vaccines in peds forever. We never distinguished the difference. All we did was give everybody a 71. Every time I ever billed it, it was always a 71. So let me look real quick. Yep. I know 4. I'm going to talk myself into the differences here. Yep. Yep. We've got physician counseling, right, with the 60. That is the MD. And then this is the nurse visits only, right? That's our nurse. So you can come in for just a nurse visit vaccines, and they just give you the shots. They don't do the counseling and do the risk factors with you. But the 60s are for the MD. So we have a 4-year-old who is getting over a cold. So we just have to search our question real quick just to see, is the patient seeing a physician or if they are seeing the nurse? And right here we see the pediatrician's office by a nurse. So that helps us get rid of 2 wrong answers right away so that we can, at least have a 50-50 shot at the question. So we can get rid of A and B for this one. And then our first code is the same. Our third code is the same, 4th, 5th, and then there's a difference between these 2, or there's a difference between these. So since we're right underneath the 71, I'm right underneath this 904, 74, and 3. They're right beside each other. The 73 is for another administration of a nasal injection, a nasal immunization. And then the 74 is for an additional syringe vaccination. If you see what has been ordered, they do have one administered in the nose, and then one done intramuscularly, and then one is done sub-Q. So they have different ways to bill each one of those particular items, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool if you think about it. That we can do some sub-Q, some intramuscular, and some in the sub-Q, muscular, or nasal. And of course, every different route that you do, you're going to have a different CPT code with it. The second shot that was given, let's see, we've got polio was given intramuscularly, and then we've got the live virus for the flu, and then we got varicella that was live, that was given sub-Q. You could make sure that your vaccines match up, or you could just make sure that your immunizations match up. And I like matching up my intramuscular, my noses, and my sub-Q routes, because that's easier. And plus, we're already there if we were looking at our 71. So our 71 is our sub-Q. That's our 71. So our intranasal one is our 72. Right? Or is that for our tetanus? For our tetanus. So 74 and the 73 are the only two differences. And yep, 74 is our other toxicity. Did I put that as a... Yep, those are the twos. Jill, you saw that they were, yes, 60 was seeing the doctors. And then Golden and Diana both picked C. Yep. C is our answer. So again, the first thing I would do would be to find out if they're seeing the MD or if they're seeing the nurse. When you see the nurse word, that helps you get rid of two answers, and then you just need to pick out your differences. You can either pick out the differences of the vaccine, if you want to look up to see the differences in the tetanuses or the influenzas based off child's age would help involving in these two codes, or you can do your syringes. Yep. Either way. So this one, you can't do the process of elimination until you figure out if you're in the 05s or the 32s. So I would start out with this one because it's first in the book, numerically speaking, and then we'd go on to the next one. So 52205, I go there, 52205. Where I'm at, working in this book, 5200. Look at your header. What are we under here? Our header's not on this page where this one is at. I do have at the top urethra and bladder listed up above, but we're under endoscopies, right? And then go to the next code, 523332. which isn't too far over, but up with my header, I have urethra and pelvis listed here instead of bladder. So we know there's a difference of those areas. Are we doing bladder or pelvis? Check your question, see where you're at. Yep, we're going to take away C and D. We are not in the bladder. We're not doing a cystoscope of any sort. Nope, 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 nope. We're going to stay over here with the 323232. Down at the bottom, the last one at the bottom. Cystourethra-scope, because we are dealing with the urethra, not just the other one that was. Yeah, 32 is the only one with a stent. (52005) under it, I have bladder and urethra catheter. Under 52332, I have a unilateral stent. So that's my one-word differences, but it looks like we are doing right and left, so we would need that modifier to make it bilateral, right? In our CPT code, we don't have a parenthetical that tells us to use the bilateral modifier, but we have a parenthetical that's above it, which is a pain in the butt because they didn't put it below it like normal, normal parentheticals. This one, I moved it to where it says if bilateral, use 50 under that one. So my one-word differences are unilateral stent, but my modifier alert is right up here, up in the notes that tell you how to code these. And this is where it tells you for that one to use the modifier. They just didn't put it underneath it like they normally do. It's way up above it. So that's my notes for this one. And then my other one, it's bladder and urethra catheter. It's not a stent. This one is the stent. And if bilateral, put 50. But all I did was move that guideline that's really above it, which should be below it, to it, so that we didn't have to worry about it next time. That's where those notes really come in handy, so you don't have to evaluate it all during your exam. So if we have to use that modifier 50, and I know I do, then I know we're keeping that 7 too, and I don't have to worry about it. As long as I've got my answer right, I don't need to worry about what comes after it, because you're not coding during this exam. You just need to figure out how to pick out the right answer the fastest. So don't linger around and keep trying to look up the differences between the radiology codes. You know for a fact we needed that 50 modifier, so you know it's going to be one of those answers. And the only one that does a stent, you know it's not the 005. Those don't do stents. Those are just catheters. This is the only one that does a stent. So just pick it. And you know you need the 50 modifier. Pick it and let's move on to our next one. Is this anesthesia? Ooh, anesthesia. Hey, Perfectly, how's it going? I'm going to have to change these times to 5:30 now so that I can get you guys East Coast times before y'all pass out. Go to sleep. So again, we've got a difference between the 30 and the 60. We need to figure out that first before we can eliminate 2. So let's go to our baby blues in the front under anesthesia. Our 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 8. I got a really good E&M one case coming up too that I haven't done. And I think it's immunizations too. So we'll do another one of those in just a sec. 0, 1, 8. 30 and 60. 30 is open procedure, right? And our 60 is for a cast, for casting supplies. Are we casting somebody or doing an open procedure? I could see the ORIF, open reduction of a fracture, right there already. So I know it's not just going to be for casting. So I'll get rid of the 60s, right? Then I'm going to keep my P1s, and I'm not going to care what those are. All I'm going to look for is what QS is. And QS is, we go back to our little page on 77 of the 2022 book, if you have it. And you should have all your modifiers moved from your HipPix book to this page so that you know QS means MAC, monitored anesthesia, and you just look back at your question for monitored, the word monitored, and you do have it, so you do need that code or that modifier. So we'll pick C and move on to our next question. Just try your best not to read those questions at all. Just keep moving. Read as little as possible. E&M. So we know right here our 05 is a new patient, right? 15 is established, and 91, that's critical care, isn't it? Critical care. So even if you don't know those things, you can look them up really quick. E&M's really hard to do the process of elimination, but when I do it, I go look up one little word difference, and then I write a little bit of something about it each answer so that I have it in front of me so I don't have to look back at the codes later in the CPT book during the exam. Even if you're taking your exam in person or online, you can still do this because you'll have a pencil in person, right? You can write down in your exam book. You can write all over it you want. Online, you can get a dry erase board marker, and you can write on your computer screen just like I'm doing, but without the marker. You can write on your screen like it's a piece of glass, and then you just wipe it off with a washcloth, and it'll go off of it for your next question. That's what I do or did. But writing a little something will save you time because you can't remember all 4, especially if you don't know them in your own head, and you got to go look to see which ones are new patients, which ones are critical care, and which ones are established. It's hard to remember by the time you get to the question. Okay, which one was which? So that would be helpful. So first thing I'm going to go find is our patient established or not? So right there it does say established, so I'll get rid of anything that says they're a new patient because I'm not going to use that. And then these two are probably the 2 differences that they want to know whether we know or not, right? Do we add the 17 for prolonged services or not? And the only way you would add that is if you're over 54 minutes. So I'd look at the bottom of my question to see how much time, and it does say for a period over an hour. So since we're over 54 minutes, I know we are doing are prolonged services, which is B. There is a parenthetical underneath this 99215 that they're wondering if you know and understand, because it's separated from the rest of the CPT descriptor, because in this book 215 is here all by itself. They had room for that parenthetical. They just chose not to put it there, and they put it over here, which is way over here. And that's what they're wanting to know, if you understand that that goes with what's way down here. And this is your parenthetical that's super important. It will be on your exam. You will see a question like this. So don't forget that this is here, that services over 55 minutes. Use your prolonged services, which is 17 with it. That means you will add that code to the 99215 plus the 99417. And because it's so separate from the actual code, they're thinking that people won't know it's there. So be sure to know that one. Because of our E&M workshops for sure, but it's an important one. It will be on the exam. All right. So the 25, yeah, we get rid of. Let's keep the 31 and the 32. If nothing matches, maybe I'll go to my 35. But what is 21931? No idea. We're musculoskeletal. 219. 21931. And then our 32. So we got to look back at the parent. The 31 is a child code, and that's not going to help us to distinguish between that and the 32. So we need to look at the 30 and the 32. So we'll go excision, excision, tumor, tumor. One is soft tissue, the other one is soft tissue. One of them is of the back or flank, the other one is black or flank. The other one is subcutaneous. This one is intermuscular. There's our differences. So our 32 is in the muscle, and our 31 is in the subcutaneous tissue. So we just have to figure out, and we're on page 156, where we're at. Are we subcu or muscle? Don't forget, you have to go through subcutaneous tissue to get to muscle. So don't just exclude muscle if you first see subcu and that's all you see. Make sure you verify that that's all you see. So here's your question. We're going to look from the bottom up. Do we see anything about muscle tissue? Do you guys see anything about muscles? "35 of you on here. Any muscles? Mass was down into the subcutaneous tissue and encapsulated. That's as far as I would read. Don't read the rest of it because it's propaganda. I don't know what my marker is doing. That is so funny. But yeah, C is your answer. Very good, guys. We're not going to pick A because A is in the muscle, and they only went to the subcutaneous tissue. Now, I know up here, if you read too far, they're saying that the mass is growing, it's gotten significantly larger. They're just trying to make you think that it's a big old thing, but All you needed was the surgery part of the notes that say that the mass was just in the subcutaneous tissue, and that's it. That is all you needed. Yep. Don't read the propaganda. Yep. Nervous system, got quite a few just in a row on the nervous system. Process of elimination. What would you guys do here? Are you going to be able to do it? No, we got to look up 2. So let's look up our 62190 because it's the first one in the numerical sequence. 62190. And look at your header to see where you're at. 62190. We're under the header of neuroendoscope. Where are we with 62220? We're under shunt. Well, I guess they're both shunts, huh? 62190. Yeah, we're under both. Both of them are shunts. They're both creations of shunts. One is subarachnoid or arterial, and the other one is ventroarterial. So one of them's arterial, yep, and one's ventro. So we're just going to be looking for those 2 particular words. Subarachnoid, subdural, jugular, or are we ventriculo-arterial? Ventricular. So looking from the bottom up, I'm already running into the venti word twice. So that's making me think that we're in the 90s. Right? Nope. 90s? Nope. We're in the 20s. We're in the 20s. 20s on this one. So we're going to get rid of C and D. And then we just need to know our difference between the 20 and the 23. So the 20 is peritoneal, and then the 20 is atrial. They're both ventro, but one of them's atrial and one of them's peritoneal. This one has the peritoneal in it. Yep. Peritoneal. So that's your 23. So we know it's B. Plus, it's got this AKA term, Codman, related to it. I wrote that down beside the CPT code so that if I ever see the question again with this main term in it, saying it's a Codman programmable valve, that way I have it in my notes. Just taking and dissecting these questions and writing key things that might help the next time is super helpful. Our difference between these two was just the atrial and the peritoneal, which is because the V word was the same on both. But also adding that Codman is super helpful the next time I see that question. Yep. 30 more minutes. All right. 30 more minutes. Let's roll. Another neuro. Oh, hush. Okay. Six, 7, 8, 0, 6, 7, 8. Six, 7, 8, 0. We're under excision. The 01 is single or multiple, and we're doing canalization. That's like slow growing inflammation or lump in the oil glands. We get them all the time, especially us ladies that wear a lot of makeup. You get those little hard bumps on your eyelids or something. Usually that's just what that is, just a little lump of an oil gland right there. Let's see if that's what we're dealing with. So we do see that word, right? But they're saying that they put this patient under anesthesia, and that's not what this 01 and 00 are dealing with. The only one that says in that 4 section that they're doing anesthesia with is D. So if you have all of those kind of little bundled together like this, and then the one word difference is single, multiple, different, or general anesthesia, then that'll help because it pops out right at you like that. Super helpful just to have it prepped. Same. All right, another kind of anatomy one a little bit, but a little different one that I haven't run across so too much of. So we've got 2 veins. C and B have veins in them. So let's see what our question is. So I'm thinking it's between B and C just because they both have something to do with veins. That's the only similarity I see in any of these. It's between B and C just because they both have something to do with veins. That's the only similarity I see in any of these. This is hysterectomy, which is way off, and this insert cannula is off. Nothing similar in those. If I was doing this, I would stick with B and C just because they have the same kind of words in them if I knew nothing else. And then which one of these is used to increase the blood flow? Yeah, we're talking donor veins. I mean, I guess it could increase blood flow if it's not working, but not what we're doing. It's not what we're working with when we're talking about this procedure and hemodialysis, right? Yeah. So I'd pick B too. Yep. BBB. Here's another one. Patient having a plasty, treatment of uropelvic. What are we dealing with? All these, you know, sort of have the same generalized area, but if I was doing the process of elimination, did I see anything that was like bladder, kidney, urethra, and pelvis, renal, pelvis, renal? And see, we've got the word pelvic right there. So if I knew nothing else, I've got pelvic that matches with the word pelvis, right? Bladder, kidney, urethra. And we know that plasty is like plastic surgery, right? And we've got reconstruction right there as an AKA term. So, yeah. D is your answer. Just don't let the wordy ones scare you. Just start dissecting them as you go. You'll find some similarities, some things that you can work with. All right, y'all ready for that E&M case? We've got how much time? We still got 30 minutes. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I think we're good. 20 minutes. It has 3 answers that we're going to be looking for. It's not too bad, but it is a wellness exam with immunizations. So almost like what we had earlier today. I don't know why that thing is just so annoying me today. There we go. That's better. So what do you see right here with these numbers? What type of patient is this? New or established for A? This will help you out during your exam when you're trying to think which answers might be right. Is this new or established? And if you can't find the 99391 codes, you really need to be able to search and get to those quickly in your CPT book, and they're pretty difficult to find. Yeah, we know the E right here. This one for the 214 is established. The 9 code is established, right? This one is new. This one is new. And this one is established. At least get that written out for you during your exam, and that'll help you when you're doing the elimination. Right here for the immunizations, I would go straight for my 71s and 60s, right? Do your 60s in one color or something, or put MD right here because we have MD, right? And which one other one has 60? This one too right here, MD. And then this is just a nurse, and that 71 means a nurse. That'll help. And then these wellnesses, we'll look those up in a minute if we need to. But we have the 2 that are the most similar is the 1-2 and the 1-2, right? Because the 01 isn't the same as 1-1. So I would do this for the process of elimination, and it would be a difference between those 2 codes. Okay. Now I'd go to my question, and we got to find out if they're new or established. First thing is all I got to do is do that. So we've got a squirrel who's new, a new squirrel who's 2. So I would go on and get rid of all the ones that are for the established. Now all you have to do is find out their age. And we did say they were 2 years old. So which one of these goes with the 2-year-old age group? Is the 81 or the 82? If I was guessing, I bet it's the 82. I don't know. Are y'all at that page? I'm not even there. Which one is it? We're at 82? Okay. I'm still on surgery. I'm going to go with that because it's my gut anyway. So the next thing we got to find out is this a nurse visit or are they getting doctor consultations, right? Is the doctor talking to them, telling them things? So let's check out our case. So mom comes in, doesn't have a shot record, says the last shots was at 5 months old. Assuming they're seeing the physician, right? Nobody would go into all this detail for a nurse visit. He drinks juice from a cup. They did height and weights. Blah, blah, blah. And then they ordered some vaccines. So it looks like they did see the MD. So I would get rid of anything that was just a nurse visit right there. So we'll get rid of B and D. How many immunizations did they order? Because look at all these, you know, maybe we could just count and figure out how many it is. Whoops. Touchscreen. So they ordered 4 vaccines. Some of them are combos, but they ordered 4 vaccines. Intramuscular, sub-Q, 2 sub-Qs. But let's see, we ordered 4 vaccines. The cases can be just a little bit. This is just a wellness exam. It's not too long, but it is a case. And I think the cases could be a little bit longer. I don't know. It's not too long. I have it separated out onto 2 inches here, just so I can show you on the computer screen. I'm not in a total Word document. I shrink my pages down from 8.5 to just 2 inches. So it's really not too bad. It's just long because I made it 2 inches long. And you know, something I just thought of, just because you see the MD doesn't mean that he counseled you on vaccines, right? That's one of our guidelines. I need to look at this again. I don't even see, this is so small. Like, did the doctor even talk to him about the risk of vaccines? Is that even here? I don't even see that. Mom doesn't have shot record. Kid doesn't have shots. I see that he went through the review of systems, right? Talked to him about smoking, drinking, diet, and exercise, whatever. But ears, lymph nodes, respiratory, cardiovascular, routine, and give shots. There's no counseling here about risk factors. So I think, yeah, I think they're trying to trick me here. I think they're trying to trick me. I don't see, my doctors have to document that you advise the parent of the risk factors of the vaccines. There's no documentation of that. So I'm changing my mind. I'm getting rid of this. And I'm going to keep just the ones that are nurse visits just for the shots. So we have 4 vaccines. And none of them are oral. They're all 4 different, and they're not combo shots, meaning they can't be, and I need 4 syringes. So this is 1 syringe, and this is 3 other syringes. This would be 1 syringe with 2 other shots. But these shots, they're already combos. This already does mumps, measles, and rubella into 1 syringe. We do another syringe for tetanus. This is your Hib and hepatitis B. It's a combo shot, but we need another syringe for that. Varicella is for chickenpox, and we need a syringe for that. So I need 4 syringes. So the only thing that will match with 4 syringes, because the 71 and the 72 are the only one for billing syringes, are those codes. And out of D and B, the only thing that matters or makes any sense is knowing how many syringes we would be giving. This is only 3 syringes, but this one is 4 syringes. So I would pick B. I like counting. Counting is easy for me. And your wellness code, everyone should know for your child. What is, thank you, Twinkle, what is our, you're very intimidated, don't be intimidated. Like I said, there's only one version of the CPC exam that has an immunization question on it. And just in case you happen to get the one version of the CPC exam that has one question about immunizations on it, all you got to do is count syringes. That's all I'm trying to teach. But what is your wellness exam code? That should be obvious. Is it the Z00121 or is it the 129? For a 2-year-old. That shouldn't be too hard to look up. And I think y'all's cases will only have 1 answer per case, not 2 or 3 like I do. But they don't have to ask you just a CPT code. They don't have to ask you just an E&M code. I think most of 8 of them will be more of just the E&M code, which we picked out really simply and easy. There might be 2 of those 10 cases that might pick out a vaccine or a diagnosis, but 8 of them are just only going to be this right here, which is y'all's easiest thing to do for sure. Yep, it's the 129. It is A. So, looking through the case, that's the only thing we need to worry about is making sure that you actually see the wording for counseling done on the vaccines. And that would be the only tricky part. You can count syringes. There was 4 shots ordered, 4 syringes. Not too bad. The only thing you needed to count was here at the end. Start with your 71. That's 1 syringe. And then you just needed the ×2 or ×3. Not bad. Promise y'all can do it. So for our answers, C, of course, the squirrel, was a wild child exam. We did need that modifier 25 appended to the E&M visit because there was vaccines administered. You know, when you're doing a wellness exam, there's no chief complaint, right? There's no complaint whatsoever. You don't need anything other than a wellness visit. And you have no chief complaints. Now, when they do find a chief complaint or need to do a different procedure like vaccines or put a Band-Aid on you, remove a wart, whatever, that's where you get that 25 modifier. We didn't have to make any distinctions between that during our exam question because it was added to every single possible answer. So we didn't have to worry about that anyway. It's just to let you know that that's one of those guidelines that you should be aware of, that even if you're there for a wellness exam, but if you throw on vaccines on top of it, you're going to add that modifier at the end. So the vaccines right here, there was no indication that counseling was performed for the vaccines. That's why we selected the 471. Yep. There was a total of 4 vaccines, which means that we report 4 syringes. That's it, right there. And then our Z129 is our diagnosis code for wellness exam. No abnormalities were found at all during the exam, except for Mom was behind on vaccines. That's it. Well, it's a good one to know. And if you're back there with your 471 and your 99460, write that diagnosis code down beside those CPT codes, because that'll save you from having to go look it up in a different book during the middle of your exam. It's a most excellent code to go back there and write. In fact, I'm going to do it in mine right now too, because I don't have this section done up yet. So where is my 904? I was there earlier and flipped away from it. 904. It's way in the front. 90471. Just somewhere up at the top. Just put up at the top near your announcement that you're on CPT 2022 or whatever book you're in. There's a little black line there. 00129 is your diagnosis code for a well child exam. DX for the wild child exam. So I've added that to mine. Right now I'm on page 721. And I just put that was the diagnosis code for the well childness exam. Yep. I gotta finish my digestion section and get that sucker published, and then I've got 4 or 5 more days to finish all of cardiology, so I got to get that sucker done. But I'm almost done. I just have to add my clinical examples to this and finish that page and a half in the front where I got tired of doing the adenoids and trachs and stuff. Yep. That's it. I'm here, and I just have to finish this one, that one, and that one, and then I'm done. And add the clinical notes on these, but I've got this whole section done really, really nicely. I have some of the book prep videos up on the website, Medical Coding by Jen, just for replay over there. So if you wanted to see me work on the digestion system and what I put underneath each code as I was doing it before I post the notes up for sale, those are there. I've got one more to post, I think, that I did Saturday night, I think. That's where I was doing the clock around here and the grading. That was pretty cool. But I just got 4 more pages to finish, 3 more pages to finish in this book, and then I can post this one. I'm redoing E&M because a lot of people want my page by page instead of what I typed out. They want this so that they know what to write under each E&M code. So I'm going to post that. I just want to make a few more notes on it and get this posted. And then I'll go to cardiology and get that done before our workshop on Sunday. Hopefully I can get as much of it as I can. Especially get the ones done that are related to the questions I'm picking to post for that workshop. I'm hoping to try to find around 80 questions to do that day, because we've got all of medicine section, which has a lot of cardiology in it too. with the cardiology section. You know I'm going to throw in some E&M just in case. We always have to do our E&M because we've got more of those questions than we will have in any other section on our CPC exam. And I love seeing everybody come back with those 100% on E&M. It makes me feel really good that I've gotten to where I can show y'all the questions you need to know for E&M section and get 100%, because you've seen those type of questions. You know what they're asking for, and that's really cool. Thank you, Twinkle. You're awesome. Any questions before I end this? I'll be back 30 minutes to do the rest of this digestive system. If y'all want to watch me do page 350, 351, 352, and 353, I won't talk as much. I just need to get this done. And then I'm going to add my coding examples at the bottom of the pages that I have that I want to add to the bottom. And that's it. But I'm not going to do practice questions, but I am going to put question examples down here. But I got to get finished with these and get those posted. So I'll be back in 30 to do that. Just go make sure my kids ate and they got all the chores done. And then I'll be back for that. And I know I got a million emails and messages to take care of. Also, if who am I tutoring first thing in the morning? I need to prep for y'all's tutoring session. So I think I had another Jen. I had a Jen. And who else? Jennifer and Lisa. Liza? Probably Liza. I need to check my notes and see if I've tutored with them before and see if we've already discussed what we're going to be doing tomorrow. But I got to get that prepped too before Betty time. I keep notes on everybody, what I do and don't do, and everybody has a little page in my book. Miss Ward, she's so fun. That was really fun. She passed her exam, but we did lots of stuff on that one. Yep, that was fun. But I got to go find everybody and make sure I have them ready for tomorrow. And then I know Diana wants a particular day. Don't forget, if you want my notes on Etsy, there is a coupon, 30% Jen, that'll get 30% off too, by the way. I just saw that in my notes. I keep forgetting to announce it. Yeah, I gotta find sheets on both Jen and Liza. I think I've done Liza before. Oh, I need to finish getting these typed up. My MDMs, and then our things we did during our practicing of the E&M section. This was so much fun, writing out all that stuff for those workshops. I hope to have some even better, cool examples for cardiology that will help out too in those areas. Can make some good notes for those areas for everybody. But definitely I will be back for my next live. Will be Wednesday, and I will do it at 5:30 Arizona time zone, so that it's, I don't know, 5:30 is still going to be, what time is that going to be? That's still going to be 8:30 for you guys? Is that right? 5:30 is going to be 8:30? 10:30. Y'all can't stay up 3 hours. That's going to be too much. Good gracious. Bug me all you want, Diana. That's what you need to do. The squeaky wheel. I want to help you. I do. I really want to put you on whatever day you want. So please bug me. Yep. What time is 5:30 Arizona to East Coast time? Is that still 8:30 at night? Thanks, Tweakle. Because if it is, I need to start at 4:30? 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30 at night. I need to be on it at least by 7 East Coast time. So I need to start at 4:30 in the afternoon to meet y'all by 7 p.m. because that's a more reasonable time than 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, 8, 9, 10, that's bedtime. I don't know. Do I need to back it up to 4:30? Because that's 7:30 y'all's time. That's when I used to have it starting, right? Back it up 2 hours? My goodness. I hate these time zones things. So right now, it's 8:36 my time. It's 8:36, so 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11:36 for you guys on your time. And so if I started at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, that would have been 9:30 your time. That's crap. So if I start out, I have to write things out. 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. That's 7:30 your time. And then I go for 2 hours, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. That's more reasonable. Okay. I had to change my website to 4:30 Arizona time. I can't do 6:30. That's just too late because it's 9:30 at night. No one wants to learn at 9:30 at night. Your brains have shut off by that time. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm going to back it up to 4:30 Arizona time so that it's 7:30 your guys' time until time changes again. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'll go change that on my website. But my Sundays tutoring, my Sundays workshop are still going to start 2 o'clock my time, which is going to be 5 o'clock your time, right? Because y'all can stay awake till 8 o'clock. 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock is 3 hours. That'll be okay, I think. So Sunday workshops will still start 2 o'clock my time, but I will back up my Monday, Wednesday, Fridays to 4:30 Arizona time, starting Wednesday. All right, guys. Well, give me 30 minutes. I'll be back. We're going to do these last sheets of this digestive system together and get that sucker posted up for you guys. I hope this has been helpful tonight. I know it's confusing looking at the immunizations, but hopefully you won't get that question on the CPC exam, and if you do, it's one question. It's only one. It's not a ton. It'll only be the one question, and we'll be able to make it all right. Oh, good. My Walmart order has been delivered. I'll go out there and check on that, put away the groceries, and I will be right back. And we will work on starting on page 350. Even if you have the 2021 book, you can still follow along. We'll be working on code 43123. Yes, you can register up until an hour before Sunday's time happens. Well, 5 minutes till. So, yeah, you can register all week long until Sunday, right before it starts. So, absolutely. It's just $10, and that'll get you the replay, too. So, you can watch it over and over again. And hopefully, I'll have 80 cardiology questions you'll see every type of cardiology question that you'll run into on the CPC exam for sure. You'll see every type. I'll have everything I can find or make or create. So you'll be well prepared for cardiology. Plus, I'm going to throw some E&M in there. I can't stand it. I love seeing those 100% on your E&Ms. So that's going to be fun and exciting. But we'll be back live Wednesday, 4:30 Arizona time zone. But I'll be back in 30 minutes to do book prep on digestion. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Thanks so much, Twinkle. I hope to see you in a little bit. You too, Diana. You're welcome, Sandy and Moms, Lady. It's so good seeing you guys, and Bells too. Thank you for all the roses. I got almost 100 roses, guys. That's so cool. Keep bugging me, Diane. Please, please, please.